Man, if I can be completely frank with you, this started this morning, and this is my bad. I done goofed myself because I was on Facebook, which I never do. What?
Done goofed myself.
I did. I done goofed myself.
Okay, love this.
But no, today my extreme rage is 100% targeted at censorship, without a doubt. I am actually and I think something I just, I know this, I've talked about this a lot, but I really, really saw it this morning. I was on Facebook, which I'm never on, and the amount of people who are just resharing these things as though they are completely true, but I know for a fact that they are absolutely not true because I do this for a living. I'm in here like 16 hours a day researching this shit, reading bills, listening to testimony. I know that what they're saying isn't true, but they say that it's true. And I got most frustrated when there was one person in particular who, I'm not sure if you're familiar, you probably are, but there was a story that broke, I think it was late last week, if I'm not mistaken, saying, or no, it was early this week, saying that Mark Carney had been targeted by Chinese foreign interference.
I know
That
this one.
headline everywhere. However, if you read the story, which I know is very difficult, the story actually said that no, 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 Mark Carney was not targeted by it. He was propped up by Chinese foreign interference. And so somebody had commented underneath this one post and they said something to the effect of, well, that's not true. That's Chinese foreign interference. That's lying to mislead you. And I'm thinking to myself, no, no, honey, that's not how that story went at all, actually, because the Chinese foreign interference of which you are referring to was, in fact, not anything that was spreading lies about Mr. Carney. They were telling the public that they should vote for him, essentially. They were propping up his position. So you already have that wrong. And I had shared this with this woman in the comment section, and it is very rare that I actually indulge in comment sections when they start to piss me off. But I just got to a point where I was like, this is actually crazy. There are so many people reposting this and everything right now, and this is simply not true. That's it. And I shared that, and she said that I needed to do more research and then said that she only believes in links with actual evidence and data in them. So I went onto Google and I typed in Mark Carney plus foreign interference, where I found links dating back from the last 5 years or so of different things that Mark Carney has been involved in. And I sent them to her in a comment, and I got that lovely little pop up that says, "You can't share news in Canada." And that sent me off the wall. And it also really made me kind of realize again, Bill C-18, the Online News Act, which ever so conveniently started rolling out their payments 2 weeks ago during the election cycle or campaign cycle. Bill C-18, though, Online News Act, it said, oh, it's to promote fairness for journalists and fairness for news reporters.
What
So
journalists?
yeah. So we're getting outside sources to pay the federal government, and then the federal government is deciding who exactly that money gets allocated to. I can confirm to you that I, in fact, have more views per video than CBC has for months now, and I didn't get a dime, but CBC certainly did on top of our tax dollars. And that was just really outrageous. And it just made me really mad that it just made me really mad. Yeah, it made me mad and pissed off at the fact that our government knew, obviously, that something like Meta, and people will say all the time, oh, well, who even uses that anyway? Who cares? A lot of people use it, actually. Who even watches the CBC? Who cares? Yeah, a lot of people do actually have it on in the background. A lot of, there's things in there that happen in passing. And when you hear the same message multiple times, it's pretty easy to just assume that because you've heard it so many times, it must be true when that is not the case.
When you
And
repeat
so
the lie enough times, it becomes the truth.
exactly, exactly. And so that just really pissed me off today.
Yeah.
Because I think it was the first really in my face moment where I realized that Instagram and Facebook are without a doubt the most vile, unhinged comment sections I've ever seen on any platform. And the fact that those are the two platforms owned by Meta who did not want to pay the federal government money in order to show people's content on it, um, And that's also the place, though, where things are so unhinged, and I think that it's it's a direct result of the fact that if somebody says something that's not true, you can't even say, "That's not true. Here's my source as to why," because you immediately get blocked from that, and then what happens? Well, people aren't gonna go to the lengths most of the time of taking screenshots or making a graphic so that you can show somebody what they're saying isn't true. They just get annoyed and pissed off and they close the app and move on with their life. And so I'm really noticing in on Facebook and on Instagram right now this insane cesspool and echo chamber of, one person who decided to make a graphic that wasn't true and share it as though it was true and nobody even being able to fact check it. And that really pissed me off. And I'm still talking. Sorry that I'm not letting up.
Please continue.
And then even more than that, there was a lady who I used to work with actually, and she's a lovely, lovely lady, like very, very kind. And she is, I don't even, what's the opposite of being red pilled? Like idiot pilled, clear pilled, see-through pilled?
See-through, I mean, blind, deaf, and dumb pilled? Head in the sand
DD pilled? That sounds like a disease.
But disease.
That's true. Okay, fair.
Valid? That's not wrong. Run it.
So this old coworker of mine is definitely suffering from a catastrophic version of BDD, and she posted something.
I just got it.
Thank you. So she had posted something though about the Conservative Party, and it was this clip of Mark Carney, and he was talking about China, and he was praising China and praising their government and their economy in this clip. This is something Mark Carney has talked about for years. There is so much video footage of this, and this lady posted this picture image saying there's this picture right now, or this thing claiming that Mark Carney did this or that. It is absolutely fake. It is AI. It's fake. It's not true. Guess, by the way, who it was that made this? Oh, it came from this account and this account. They're funded by the conservative government and na. And I'm like, I know who owns that account, and it does have a really large following. I think it's like close to 1 million on Facebook. I'm like, I know whose account that is. I was on the phone with him 2 days ago. And I can confirm to you that he is not paid by anybody. And I can also confirm to you that that video about Mark Carney is not AI. And if you think he sounds crazy and it's obviously fake, that's probably because he's fucking crazy. And he's obviously fake. I'm like, that is a real clip. And yeah, I think if you were to look at it through the context of, oh, this is AI, you would think, oh, this is AI. Because to be frank, he has some weird body movements in it. He's talking kind of weird and monotone, but it's a real video. I've watched the whole 23-minute long segment of that interview he did where he said that. Like, that is a real video. And I commented that on her picture and she deleted it.
Of course she did, because why wouldn't she allow the truth to actually have space to grow and be seen and validated? We don't allow that. And it's funny that you say that too, because the one thing that I'm finding absolutely bananas right now is any sort of political pundit, any other individual who's speaking on behalf of, not even behalf of, in a positive light for the Conservative Party right now is being called a bot or a plant. I just got that on my Substack today. The very first time I wrote by the way, Amy is all proud of me. I wrote my very first political piece on Substack today. And the first comment is, "Are you a plant?" What? You mean because I finally started talking about the thing that I talk about to everybody else, just not out loud? I'm a plant now? Let me be very fucking clear. Do I think Pierre is the best for the country? No. Do I think anybody that we currently have as an option is best for the country? No. Do I think we have another choice? No. Is it better than Mark? Absolutely. Do we have to vote for him? For sure, if we want anything left. That being said, I'm still not sold on the dude. I'm not sold on any of our political candidates. Even furthermore, I'm not sold on any of the other MPs we have in the country, including my own local one that I talk shit to regularly because she doesn't do or allow, because the egos in all of these parties and the people that are running the fucking candidacy have no way will they allow any other conversation to be had other than the same talking points. And they wonder why no other young Canadian gives a shit, because it's not actually going to help us in the way you say it is. Talk to us about schools and SOGI and government overreach. Talk to us about the homeless population. Talk to us about a real solution. Don't just say we're going to fix it. Show me how. Show me a roadmap. You can't. That's because you're not going to. So it's no different. So wonder you're frustrated and angry. It's valid.
I just, oh, I was close. I was close today to ripping out this hair, but my God, it's taken so long to grow back ever since I burnt it off while bleaching it when I was 17. It's been years. So
You're like, you know what you should do? Those are the days you get a wig. And that's what we should start doing on our new show, is we should wear on the days where we know we're about to go off, when the wig comes off, that's how you know it's on. I'm just going to make a race joke there.
For cultural appropriation if we do that, though.
Why?
It'll be like we're taking off the weave in those viral videos. They're fun.
It's okay. My partner's black. We have a card.
Perfect.
We have the card now. I've been told by family members we've had the card. I want to talk to you about something because it's happened again, and I want your take on it, because you used to be you used to be a journalist. You're obviously not now. Clearly, you're not now.
No, now I'm just a gal.
Now you're just like a gal podcaster.